OMG. Okay, hey Sun Babe, I'm Alisha Leytem, and today I want to share with you a question I get asked quite a bit, which is what are some books that you really recommend to kind of get started on this path of self-discovery and self-love and really just learning to better yourself and your entire life. So the day has come that I am going to share with you my top 7 books. It's been really hard to narrow it down because honestly there's a ton of books I could share with you, but if I had to narrow it down to 7, these would be the ones as of today. And I feel like these are really great ones to start with, kind of learning who you really are if you're feeling just really stuck and are really looking to truly change your life and truly live a beautiful, zen, happy, magical life. These are the ones that I recommend that you would start with. Okay, so let's get started. These are in no particular order, and some of the books I have like in the physical form, and some I want to share with you that I listened to on Audible, so they were read to me. But okay, so let's just dive right in, okay? So the first one that I really love, it's called The 4 Agreements. This is by Don Miguel Ruiz. I would say the biggest takeaway from this is I learned that, don't assume anything. Don't assume that someone else, if they say something to you that didn't feel very good, or if they mistreated you in some way, or if you are assuming that they think something about you or about a certain situation, to not assume that you know what's going on, because you don't really know what's going on. So this is a really big one to really just improve your inner wisdom, to improve your relationships. So the next one, this is actually one of the first self-helpy books that I ever read, and since reading it, the author has really become a huge inspiration and mentor for me in my life, and her name is Gabrielle Bernstein. You may have heard of her. If not, you need to follow her. So the book that kind of brought me to her it's called Miracles Now. And so this book it's not like a novel per se, but it's 108 life-changing tools for less stress, more flow, and finding your true purpose. So what this book did for me is it gave me a ton of tools to learn how to manage my stress and how to just be a better person, So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna flip it open to one page that we all need to hear. Okay, so this is a good one. So I just opened up to number 35, and it says to surrender your obsessions. Have you ever wanted an outcome so badly that it became an obsession? Maybe you want a raise at work, or maybe you're consumed by the desire to find a romantic partner. There's nothing wrong with wanting something to happen, but obsessing about the outcome can drag you down fast. So she goes on to help you learn how to surrender and let go of your obsessions with this particular tool. And then at the end of each tool she offers a mantra or an affirmation for you to repeat and say. So this one is, I surrender my desires and I know that the universe has my back. So say it with me, I surrender my desires and I know that the universe has my back. So that is just one of 108 of these that are just really life-changing. And what I used to do with this book when I first got it is every morning I would just flip open to a page. Whatever page that I would land on would be the tool that I would use that day, and it would always be the tool that I would need to help me through the day. And over time those tools just started to become second nature to me, and now I teach others how to use some of these tools as well. So definitely get your hands on this one. This next one is more like a novel. Okay, it is a novel. It's actually like a story. So you may have heard of this one too. It's called The Alchemist, and it's by Paulo Coelho, I believe is how you pronounce his name. And this book is it's so beautiful. I read this book first when I was really lost, and I just didn't know where my path was going. I thought I was going down one road in my life, and then it kind of took a turn, and I'm like, what's going on? What is the purpose? I'm supposed to be getting to this point in my life, and I'm not where I think I should be. So, airplane. actually a story. It's about this young man who leaves his hometown behind and travels across the desert to go and find something that he was told he needs to find. And what he finds at the end is the most magical, beautiful thing ever. I remember I cried at the end of reading this book, and I recommend this to pretty much everyone I talk to. And now you. So you should read it. Okay, moving on. So the next one is called the Yamas and Niyamas. Okay, and what this is it's by someone named Deborah Adele, and it's about exploring yoga's ethical practice. So the Yamas and Niyamas are basically yoga's ethical guidelines. Okay, so the yoga poses that we do on the mat are actually just one part of living like the yoga lifestyle. And so a couple of other parts to the lifestyle of being a yogi are following these guidelines called the Yamas and Niyamas. And this book in particular does a really amazing job at teaching you how to apply these tools or these guidelines to your everyday life, right? So it teaches you about truthfulness. It teaches you about how to be content in your life. And it gives you a lot of really awesome stories to really relate to it to yourself. So I remember I first read this when I was just starting my yoga teacher training a couple of years ago, and I really just recommend it to anyone who is into yoga or wants to get into yoga or wants to deepen their yoga practice or just wants to learn to live a more like pure and authentic life full of like contentment, right? Like being really okay with where you are and really, really, really happy. So I love this book. I talk about the Yamas and Niyamas all of the time. This is an amazing one. So my final like physical book that I have on hand, I really prefer to read physical books more than reading them like on a screen. So I'll only read the book physically in hand or listen to it. I don't really like reading them on a screen or having a Kindle or anything like that, but I don't know, what do you prefer? Let me know in the comments, I'd love to hear. So my last physical book is a book that I just recently finished, and I think that it's amazing. It's a super short, quick read. You can do it in an hour, and it's by one of my biggest inspirations, Deepak Chopra. You may have heard of him, and it's called The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success. So this is a really amazing one for learning how to bring your truth into living a more successful life for yourself. It talks about karma, it talks about surrendering and like detaching from the outcome, kind of what we saw a little bit before when I opened up the page for Gabrielle Bernstein's book with surrendering the outcome. It's a lot about that. So it's a really cool, quick read to help you really tune into your true self, to like your inner self, you know, and really dig deep into what it is that you're working towards, and to kind of just let it be easy, you know, of what we're working towards. Like, we're all working towards something. I'm sure you have a goal or a vision for yourself. It's something that you really want, and Deepak really shows you in an hour like how you can let it be this really beautiful and fun and easygoing process when you're like really connected to who you are, right? And connected to the universe and like everything around us. It's awesome. This is a quick read. Do it. So I have 2 more books, and I want to share with you these books that I've listened to on Audible. This isn't sponsored, I wish, but I really just love Audible. I actually listen to books when I am driving and when I go for walks. So when I'm walking my dog, I like to listen to Audible books. I also like to have them playing when I'm like cooking, you know, in the kitchen, or if I'm folding laundry, that sort of thing. Sometimes when I'm getting ready, I like to listen to Audible books. So they've just been really, really, really awesome. And I'm going to share with you my 2 favorite ones that I've listened to that I think can help you the most with just bettering yourself. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. Okay, so the first one is called Rising Strong by Brené Brown. So Rising Strong really helped me to learn how to be okay with going through the hard times in life, and how you actually have to go through those hard times in life in order to get out on the other side even stronger, right? Even better. And these are books for like really bettering yourself and like becoming the best version of you. And so before reading this book, I was going through a really hard time. I was depressed and anxious and just not really knowing who I was and not really knowing what my path and my purpose is in life. And I was just going through all these hard times. So she is sharing like her own research, but she does it in a very easy way to listen to. So she offers a lot of stories and it's like super entertaining and she's just so great. So I really recommend that book. And my final book that I recommend is You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. It really helps you to like believe in yourself and really love like who you are and know that what you're working towards is really awesome and like how to keep going and do it in a way that like you are unstoppable, you know, and your life is awesome because you are awesome. And she just gives like really awesome wisdom, but also really practical ways to do this. So she gives a lot of really awesome tools that I use a lot in my daily life that I think could really help you. I'm actually planning on listening to this again because I love it so much. Yeah? So those are my 7 books that I highly recommend you start with on your journey to just bettering yourself and really learning, you know, who you are and getting you out of a rut or a funk if you're in one, or to just help you go to the next level of yourself and your life. I hope that you enjoyed this. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. I'd love to hear what book you're interested in reading or listening to in the comments below. I'll link all the books in my blog post, so if you just click on the link at the bottom of the page, I will take you over to my blog post and you'll have access to all of the books. So I will see you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. I love you so much. I'll see you next time. Zen Babe. Bye.